Hey, have you ever had one of those days where everything went wrong? You know, from the minute you wake up, the alarm goes off, you jump out of bed, you try to run across the room, and you boop, you hit your toe and you stump your toe. I did that once. It snapped right in half. It was horrible. It was sticking out, making a right hand turn, right? And you're yelling and you're, right? And then you go out into the kitchen and your coffee pot broke and you can't have any caffeine. Ugh, right? And then you go out into the car and you get in the car to go to work and you, oh no, I'm almost out of gas. I got to stop and get gas. I'm already running late. And you get in and then your boss is yelling at you. You want to know why? Because you're late. Why are you late? Right? And then he starts to pile work on you and you're miserable and you have a horrible day and you go out and you're going home and you got a flat tire. Right? And then you're stuck in a traffic jam after you replace the flat and you get home and you're hoping that maybe there's a nice dinner ready and you get in and there's smoke in the kitchen and there's no dinner. And you walk in and one of the kids walks out and says, "Hi, Daddy. Hi, Mommy," and throws up on the floor. And you go to, grab something to clean it up and you step in the dog because he couldn't get outside because there was smoke in the kitchen, right? And it's one of those days and everything has gone wrong. And what are you doing? Are you screaming? Are you yelling? Are you jumping up and down? Are you throwing a temper tantrum because everything is bad? Or what do? Or do you pray? Do you ask God for some peace? Do you ask God for patience? Oh, be careful what you pray for, right? In the Old Testament, there was Job, and Job was a wealthy man, and he had everything going for him. And he had a wife, and he had lots of sons and daughters, and he had a lot of money, a lot of land, he had a lot of donkeys and camels, and everything was going great. And then one day, one of his servants comes in and says, "Hey, man, there's these dudes, and they came in and they killed all your slaves out in the field, and they took your donkeys." And another guy comes in a couple minutes later and says, "Man, all these dudes came over and they killed all your slaves and stole your camels." And another guy comes in and says, "Man, all your kids were over at the house and they were eating and drinking and having a great time, and this great wind blew and the house fell in and killed them all." What? That's a sobering moment. And Job says this, "Naked I came into the world, and naked I will leave. The God that I worship gives and he takes away. And I will not turn my head, I will not turn my heart away from him." Right? In the midst of calamity, Job stayed true to God. He kept chasing after God. He kept worshiping God. He kept asking God to show him what he should do. He kept praying to God, asking God, right? He stayed in communication with God, even in the worst moments of his life. And in the end, God worked, right? And God provided things for him in the end that even though other friends were telling him, "Dude, you did something wrong. You're a mess." His wife said, "You should just curse God and kill yourself." And Job said, "No, I'm going to stay true to the one who gave me everything to begin with, who has been great to me, and I'm going to hang tight with him." And when he did, God rewarded him in the end. Can we do the same? Can we have the heart, in the midst of all the trouble, to keep our eyes focused on the one who loves us with a never-ending love? May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen? Amen.